My story begins November 10th, 2017 when I went to work. And my job was a logger. I was cutting down trees along the sides of different creeks, and the creek I happened to be working on was Winter Creek over in Tomball, Texas. The day was going just as any other day would, you know, hot, sweaty. When I was down to my last cut, and there was 3 trees, and they'd only let me take one. And I asked them to let me take the other 2, but they wouldn't. And as it ended up, the tree kicked back on me while I was still down on my hands and knees, and the 35-foot tree plowed into my face. It broke my jaw, destroyed my eye socket, and a lot of other things. I don't really remember it. Well, I remember the impact. I remember stepping out into the creek, but after that, I don't remember anything for 12 days until I woke up in ICU over at Memorial Hermann in the Woodlands. They told me that I'd had a full-frontal craniotomy, that I had seizures, there were a lot of things going on, may not be able to walk again, just a number of issues that I had to try to comprehend when just dealing with the reality that I was alive. My mom was there. My second day of being awake, I asked them to give me a walker, and I walked maybe a 75-foot, distance and back to my bed. And from there it progressed. I got sent, when I was recovered, maybe 3 days, 4 days in the ICU, I got sent to Nexus Specialty, where I stayed for a little over a month while I did a rehab there, and they taught me how to re-walk and how to do a lot of things. My memory was pretty much shot. A lot of my brain was rattled, to say the least. I healed, and I was transferred here. The whole time I was at those other 2 places, my jaw was broke in 3 places, so I was doing a liquid diet. Frustrating. And well, at first I was getting my food to my stomach, and then they let me go to a liquid diet, and then I got here, and they just took the right before I got transferred to here, they took my screws and the plates holding my jaw out so that I could have small amounts of food. And I started eating puree. This is during the Christmas holidays. I asked them, the only thing I wanted was come home for Christmas. And they allowed me to. They transferred me here on the 22nd. So I went home for maybe 3-4 hours on that day. It was overwhelming. It was a little too much stimulus for, we just had a house full of people, and there was too much stimulus for my brain after being in basically reclusion. And so when I came back, I just told them I want to go out for a while. I wasn't being mean to my family. I love my family, and I know they love me, but I just had made that decision that until I was ready. So they started letting me eat puree, and of course, once you start getting something, you want something else, and so I couldn't wait so I could have whole food, and finally the day came when I could have whole food. But I was going through my treatment here, which is an individualized treatment. You come in and they put you on a house, and then you come over here and you go and you talk to people, and they assess what your needs are and what your abilities are. And they design a treatment plan around that. And I told the physical therapist that I wanted, what my goals are, and I told the other people what I wanted to see improve on me. And we're talking about a guy that, I couldn't even remember my mom's birthday or certain things like that, and so I wanted my memory to improve. I wanted my physical shape to improve. I wanted my the occupational therapy. They were working with me on my counting skills, my addition, and my strong points. And so we stuck to it, and I continued to push myself and to grow and nurture in this environment that was feeding me. And I stayed here almost 3 months until it was time for me to leave. And before I left, I'd already, I progressed physically. I mean, I was where I could do 10 push-ups. I could do, my memory had returned totally. I don't have short-term memory lapses anymore. And some of it was this, but some of it was just, a matter of time. But altogether, the treatment I received here, even when I disagreed with it at times, because sometimes you don't understand what it's for, was far and above anything I've ever seen before. And when I got home and started having to deal with daily life like I do now, I have my own apartment now. I have to pay my own bills. I have to get my own groceries. I have to figure things out. Then I understood what they were instilling in me while I was here. A lot of people don't understand why you have to sit through a class, why you have to do this test, why you have to do that. Now, in hindsight, you can appreciate it. And so that's a message that I wanted to get out. As the touchstone has touched my life. It's done. Am I going to say it couldn't have been done elsewhere? I don't think it could, because I've been in a lot of places that don't care, and seen a lot of places that don't care, and seen a lot of casualty cases of people that have just gone to horrible places and come out untreated because either the places didn't have the ability. But here, the people care. The staff, the therapists, the technicians, everybody, they have an actual concern about the people that they take care of, and that's why I like this.